Welcome to Cody's Custom Car Company. Let's talk about some cars. Welcome to a new series I like to call Tailgate Talks. This is episode 1 of the series. I'm hoping to post this weekly, and each time we're going to go over some marketplace finds. So let's jump into the first marketplace find. This is a 2006 Chrysler 300. It has 125,000 miles on it, a 6-cylinder automatic. It has a deluxe leather interior. It has a 5-inch lift and a 1.5-inch subframe drop. All new bushings, links, wheel bearings, struts and shocks, 4-wheel alignment. It apparently drives really nice, even though it's all jacked up. It says ride in comfort with style with AC, cruise control, heated seats. It's got all the features. Tinted windows all around, including the windshield. Seems a little dangerous to me, but you do you. It's got modified TRD Pro roof rack. This is a roof rack off of a FJ Cruiser, I believe. Either that or a 4Runner. I'm not sure. One or the other. It also says that it has a custom light bar. Aux-beam Pro lights, touchscreen stereo with a subwoofer. They are asking $9,000 for it. All right, so it has some decently cool wheels on it, definitely lifted, all-wheel drive, which I think is perfect for this. Is it all-wheel drive? It might be rear-wheel drive. Could be either. I would hope that it's all-wheel drive, but I think most of these were made in rear-wheel drive, so could go either way. This is pretty cool. I like the lights, the ditch lights. I like the lift on it. It's a pretty decent height, and modifying the roof rack to fit this car looks really good. The grille has these great big off-road lights, and I think they're pretty cool too. And then it's got a big sub in the back. I'm not a big fan of just plain sub boxes in the back of cars like this, but I think it will add some nice bass to the music at least. It's got a very plain interior, classic Chrysler of the 2000s, very normal, very kind of boring interior. But if you want to cruise around in style, this might be the way to do it. Our next marketplace find is a 2002 Toyota Corolla. Apparently his name is Clyde. That's what it says right here in the description. I like that. Clyde is a 2-time Gambler 500 survivor, and I believe it because these early 2000s Toyotas are bulletproof. It's a 5-speed manual, clean title, and 242,000 rough-looking miles. It's got a hitch for a trailer, apparently. It says here a lot of people are trying to throw in a 12-pack on their offer. This is clearly a 24-pack deal. Third edit, it says top speed depends on how brave you are. This guy's done 80, but he's married now and says no more 80 because his wife says no more 80. His buddy sent it to him 90 miles an hour down a hill though. I would not. He bought it from a homie and intended to give it a good home and drive it how it was meant to be driven, off-road like a maniac, which it does kind of look like that. Plans changed and you need to sell it to make room in the garage. It comes with 2 spare tires in the back. It looks pretty Mad Max if you ask me. And then a remote control winch in the front, LED lights wired in with the interior switch, sliding back window from a Ford Ranger, AC blows cold, heater runs hot, lots of spare parts, just added a new battery, it starts right up. It is clearly a Gambler 500 rig, and if you don't know what the Gambler 500 is, you should look it up. It's a really, really cool event. Not pretty, but it gets the job done and turns heads. Also, the custom plywood and carbon fiber spoiler that was installed with drywall screws is super cool, according to him. It is a little rough. The plywood and carbon fiber wing is cool, I guess. It does look very Mad Max. It's definitely lifted, has some mud tires. Pretty cool. I don't know that I would turn a 4-door car like this into a pickup truck, but if you need somewhere to store those spare tires, they definitely wouldn't have fit in the trunk before. The roof rack, I think, is just a generic roof rack off Amazon or something like that. The back window, being able to integrate it like that, I think that's pretty cool. It's not done super well. You can see there's a lot of spray foam along the trunk area and around the seams everywhere, but it might keep water out. Besides that, it's, the trunk area where it is a pickup is definitely plywood. So this is going back in time to when cars were partly made of wood. I don't know that this would be the most dependable vehicle or the most waterproof vehicle, but it does look like it would be really fun to drive the Gambler in. Manual transmission, I got to give it points for that. and it's got a pretty plain interior, but I think that's kind of what you need with something like this, is if you're going to modify the crap out of the outside of it, the interior doesn't need much. All right, let's move on to our next marketplace find. It is a 1957 Chevy Shorty Wagon. I don't know if it started out as a Shorty Wagon, but it is now. It says this very unique, definitely unique, little Shorty Wagon. It has been completely stripped down and at this point is basically yard art or for parts only. I disagree. I want to see this thing running again. No drivetrain or steering parts. It does have a rear end of some kind and a nice set of 14-inch Kragers. They only want $500 for this, which I think is a steal. This thing is covered in some sort of yellow carpet. It's got what looks like machine guns sticking out of the hood. I don't know what these headlights are or the funky grille that it's got. This thing is weird. I think it would be so much fun to get this thing driving again just because it is so unique. It's so different. Look at the fuzz. It is so like furry. It looks like Big Bird. It looks like Big Bird. All right, moving on to our second to last marketplace find. This one is a 1962 Nash Metropolitan. It is a Morrison frame lengthened 16 inches, added 16 inches to the front fenders, 9-inch Ford narrowed 3.89 gear, 35 spline Dutchman axle, 4-link coilover with wishbone suspension. That is more than I can comprehend. I don't know what all of that means, but it does look cool. Dart race block 327C cubic inch SBF, all forged internals. That means that it is strong. Diamond pistons, comp roller cam, AFI. This is a lot of information that is way over my head. I'm going to skip ahead. It says that dyno time only capable of making of 1,000+ horsepower in a Nash Metropolitan. That's wild. This thing is really cool. They want $21,000 for it. I don't know if it's quite worth that in my opinion, but I do think it is a really cool vehicle. I can see a twin turbo in there. It is stretched a bunch in the front. Very unique, very cool, very, very different. I love it. I think this is something that is just awesome. All right, and the last one, last marketplace find for today is a Plymouth Superbird Clone. So it's not originally a Superbird. It is originally a, what does it say? A satellite. It's a 1970 Plymouth satellite that they went and got aftermarket wing and nose cone for in order to make it into a Superbird clone. I think the Superbirds and the Charger Daytonas are some of the coolest cars to come out of the early 70s. And it's just so cool, so unique. There's not a lot of them out there, so it makes sense to me to make a clone. One, because the few that are left that are original, you don't want to modify. This one, you can take and put a new engine in, you can change it, you can drive it, and it's actually okay to do. The car started its life as an extremely clean 1970 satellite, and it still retains all of its original steel. That is very important for a lot of collectors. Quarters, floors, trunk, everything is completely rust-free and even has the original windshield, which I think is pretty rare. It has been professionally outfitted with a Superbird conversion kit. The front fenders are steel while the remaining Superbird components are made of fiberglass. The car was stripped down to bare metal, properly bodyworked, and freshly painted in hot rod black for a clean, aggressive look. Power comes from a 318 engine paired with a new dual exhaust system with side exits. The side exits are really cool. Highlights include new Bassett racing wheels, new interior, fresh hot black paint, dual side exhaust, solid rust-free body, runs and drives. They say you should put a Hellcat or big block of your choice in it and you can have a car worth over 6 figures. They are asking $85,000 for this though. So putting that much money into it to just put it over 6 figures, I don't know if it's worth it. But if you do put big power in it, this would be a really badass car. The car is located in British Columbia, so if you do want it in the States, you're going to have to figure out how to import it. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. They have experience shipping vehicles to the States and can help with that process, actually. I think that this is such a cool car. the pictures themselves really show how clean this car is, how much they started with a survivor of the years. And especially in British Columbia, I know up there they get a lot of snow, and so it can end up causing a lot of rust in these older cars. Someone held onto this Plymouth for a really long time and kept it in good condition. I love the aftermarket Superbird parts. I think it's really cool. The white wall letters on the tires sticking out, that's cool. The whole thing just looks like a really awesome car. If I had 85 grand, I would probably go buy this. The engine might be a little bit weak for modern standards, but I think that it would be really fun to drive as is, or if you wanted to go put a bigger engine in it, you could. The interior looks super clean, very professionally done. This is a really cool car. What are you doing? Go check your oil.